Well, so too ends the day of my visit at Noah's Ark, or the Ark Encounter here in Kentucky. And I'm just kind of looking at this last little view of the Ark. This is, I guess, the bow end of the boat, the front end of the ship. And we're going to take a look at it, walk away, and give that atheist and that doubting person an opportunity to see the scale of this thing. I wish I could have taken more video on the inside, but I think, you guys will see sufficiently, that this was a huge boat. And it wasn't just a boat, it was an ark. And it had one big door. And then, according to the Bible story, Noah entered into the ark and God shut the door. Which reminds me of another passage that the Bible speaks of, that God opens doors that no man can shut and closes doors that no man can open. And I think with the Bible story of Noah, I'm sure there were a lot of people who wanted to get in that boat when those flood waters started coming out, but it was at a point where their doubt had condemned them to destruction. They were condemned to destruction, and when they finally had received the proof of what had been preached upon for all of those years, because the Bible actually talks that Noah was a preacher of righteousness in the New Testament. And he was reported to have preached of coming judgment to come of a flood for 120 years. And so it got to a point where when he got in that boat, they no longer had to trust and believe in God's word, because God was actually making good on his word. And this is the thing that I think the atheist needs to consider before he thinks about throwing that book called the Bible in the garbage. Is what you have been told by these other non-believing individuals worth the loss of life that you are going to suffer as a result of ignoring your true purpose in life? God put you on this earth, and when he set this thing up, he made it good. Everything God did was good. We come in and we listen to one of God's creatures, that serpent, and his word is in opposition to God's word, and ultimately in heeding and listening to the serpent rather than God, we lost out. We lost by getting kicked out of the garden, and we could now look forward to death and everything that comes with it. And that's what I talk about to you guys all the time about, when you believe in something that's not true and you start acting upon those things, those decisions will manifest loss and damage. Now, if you don't believe me, just keep on ignoring that book called the Bible. Keep on not believing what God said is true, and you'll see all this damage taking place, and you won't have to even ask why, because when you rewind the tape, you'll see it was because you chose to doubt God and believe some man who's only going to be here for a minute. God's word was here before you got here. It's here today, and it will remain long after you're dead and gone. So who do you want to trust in? Somebody whose word is going to pass and never be remembered? Because I don't know too many people that know about Karl Marx, but I know a whole lot of people that know about that Bible. And many of the detractors of the Bible, they're the ones that actually are in agreement to at least remember what he says. Because a lot of Muslims, they talk and say God's word had been perverted and corrupted. But they study God's word as well. So I just present this video just as an opportunity for you guys to think clearly, and get that blessing. Because you know what? For me coming out here to just see this thing, to have the resources to be able to take the time off to have the opportunity to meditate and contemplate the word on a deeper level by physically seeing this thing here, that is a blessing. And I don't think I would have received it had I not submitted myself to his obedience in reading, studying, and growing in wisdom and knowledge. So peace to all, and may God bless you all and come bring you into the knowledge of him and the truth of him.